Winding on down. Season almost there. Yo, 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 yo.
Almost
Y'all
over.
come on in, man. Come on in.
Yes,
We on that
sir.
final countdown. Last quarter of the season, man. Last three
Hmm.
games. Ah,
What we
didn't turn
gonna
out the
do?
way we want.
Barbecue or mildew?
Man, we've been bullshitting most of the season, but hey,
Hey,
there's
man.
always a chance to talk to the folks, man. Because look, telling you, mm, I think
Got it.
think it's gonna be. I think we're gonna be all right, man. I think we're gonna be all right.
Hey, man, we got to be all right. I mean, the thing about it is we're riding, a nice wave coming off a divisional matchup win against those Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I mean, the Bucks. Hey,
Right.
man, I'm sorry. I've been giving Tampa Bay fans heck all week just
Well,
because,
you still on it.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I've been giving it to them all week, and I ain't gonna lie. I'm not. I'm gonna keep on giving it to them until we play it again. Play football again. Both of us on each side. So
Right,
yeah,
right, right.
because let's just keep it honest. If we would have lost to Tampa, they'd have rubbed it all in, walked on us like a doormat, all that stuff.
Oh, we
So
would have never heard the end of it. Never heard
exactly.
the end of it.
So you know what?
But
They're never gonna hear the end of it. Kyle
I
Pitts'
mean,
career day, three the hard way,
but
baby.
look, if we lost that game, they still could have said nothing about that. Nothing.
Yeah.
That's one of
Yeah.
them performances that you just got to remember.
You cut yourself off. You just literally cut yourself off. Nah, your microphone. Yeah, there it
So,
is.
how often do we get to see tight end make them kind of numbers in the game? We see it from wide receivers all the time. But
Mm.
I keep telling folk, man, they try to argue with me with this. When have you seen a talent in size and athleticism like a Kyle Pitts? Let's be honest. It was Megatron, right? Am I correct?
I mean, somebody.
6'5", about two. I mean, he was a little bit heavier than
Yeah,
Megatron, because Megatron was like 235, but he was 6'5",
and Megatron was definitely faster. We know that too.
four
You know.
three five. That's what I'm
Mm.
saying. Yeah. But a damn offensive mismatch, and you still don't. Oh, man. I
And
get
I
so
will
tired of
I
repeating
will say
myself.
this too. Calvin was a smooth runner for his size too. I will give him
Absolutely.
credit for that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But yeah, but to your point though, I mean, yeah, you think about it, somebody that's just a complete mismatch on the field. I mean, you think about it from the tight end position, you've never seen anybody that is a specimen like Kyle Pitts at that position. Now I know we got a guy that's behind us right now in Trey McBride. Yes,
Facts.
what I'm saying he him, Mark Andrews, those guys have the same prototypical look or whatnot. But Kyle Pitts, you just haven't seen anybody like Kyle, straight up and down, that can
Yeah.
do all the things that he can do at his size. So of course, like we know though, this Kyle has what's good, family. This Kyle has his flaws. Every player does in some form or fashion, but we
Facts.
can't deny what he is, and that is a legit weapon. And it was funny, because we've been talking about why he hasn't been used as like the second option all year, especially with Darnell Mooney going through what he's going through, etc. It just makes you question, but it also is another kind of like mark against the offensive coordinator, the game planning and everything, and being able to utilize your weapons to the fullest capacity. So
Facts.
again, at the end of the day, shout out to Kyle Pitts again. Like I said, hat trick, career day. He loves playing against Tampa Bay in Tampa because 5 touchdowns in the last 2 games in Tampa for Kyle Pitts. If you go back to National Tight End Day, and think about it then, those Buccaneers, they had on the creamsicle uniforms on National Tight End Day when Kyle had 2 touchdowns, and then he didn't even play in the second half. So of
And
that game.
they looked like the Buccaneers are old when they actually wore those uniforms in real time. That's
Mhm.
what they looked like last week, because they used to lose games like that all the time. But
Yeah, Smitty
um,
knows.
to your point, um, Kyle Pitts got to get his credit, man. But I think it's going to go down to the wire as far as what they're going to do with him, and it really depends, like I said, on the coaching staff and if we're going to bring Raheem back. And speaking of that, can Raheem build momentum? These last 3 games, well, last 4 games, including last week, last quarter of the season, can he build momentum? Kind of change their mind because I put out a video a little while ago, and 680, the fan, the locker room, said that's a possibility. We could see him come back because he has an excuse to come back.
Right.
Do you? And I talked to Berto earlier. He said the same thing. He could see it. Do you think there's a chance that Raheem comes back, or what you at? I'm 60-40 right now. 60 he leaves, 40 he stays.
Okay.
What you say?
Well, for me, 60-40. But
60-40.
Dang, Smitty, I'm 60-40, but to be honest, okay. Let me be clear. What I want a brand new. I want a fresh new. I want us to, as Falcon fans, to have
clear it up.
Competent coaching staff, all that good stuff like that. But on the flip side of what I really think is going to happen on our past history, I can see 60% Raheem Morris still being here, 40% that he goes, and 680 the fans been talking about it. But Smitty, we have been talking about this really, just giving a little trickle of it, really all about for at least 6 weeks now, maybe 5 weeks at least. Just been saying like, hey, it's a possibility Raheem could be back, and we even gave you scenarios on how it can happen. And now you're starting to hear talking heads around the league and local medias, everything like that. They're starting to kind of jump on the bandwagon, like, you could possibly see Raheem Morris here and the special team coach and possibly Zach Robinson gone, get more experience, and then let's try to run this thing back at full capacity the following year. Now I know
because it worked last offseason, right?
I'm just saying, you see Jeff Ulbrich, you see this defense. This defense has 48 sacks. There is only one team ahead of the Atlanta Falcons right now. Yep, that's the Denver Broncos at 58 sacks. So the defense is getting after it. James Pierce Jr., Jalen Walker, again, we said it before, we'll say it again. If those picks, we're not worried about the picks. We were never worried about the picks. Even you just, you don't want it to place in the top 10. Yeah, I get it, whatever. But we were never worried about the picks inside of the Falcon community. That's just like the outside noise.
Yeah. And I'm glad you said something about F those picks, because I'm still on the Joe Burrow train. Hate to tell y'all. And I'm going to be on it. I mean, and one of my followers said in the comments, he said, man, listen to Smitty, we won't have no draft pick 2030 or something like that. But you got to think about what you're paying for. You got to think about it, because if you got an all-world running back, all-world tight end, he could come back. Another 2 running back set that's probably one of the best duos in the league, and you add a Joe Burrow to that, because we seen what Joe Burrow can do with a Joe Mixon, with a Jamar Chase, with a T Higgins. You in the same predicament here, but the difference is, I think the Falcons got a better offensive line, and if they bring the right guy in, such like a Dayball, or like I told you, like Zach Collins, his coach in Cincinnati, who could be fired after the season, who knows?
Never know.
I mean, so that's what I'm saying. Them picks don't mean nothing, because guess what? Tyler Algier was a 5th round pick.
Yes.
D. Alford was undrafted, ended up, picking him up as a free agent. Kobe Bryant was an undrafted free agent.
Yeah.
Brandon Dorless, 4th round pick. Aurora, 2nd round pick. So it ain't got to be a 1st round pick to be successful. I think Caden Ellis was what? Caden Ellis may be a day 3 pick.
I can't remember.
Day 3 pick.
Zach Harrison, he was like a day 2, day 3 pick.
It's 4th round pick, day 3.
Yeah, day 3. So again,
you don't have to have 1st round pick succeed. They just have to fit your system. Bill Belichick said it best. As long as they fit your system, I don't care what school they come from, unless they go out there and do their job. That's all they need to do.
I think I had just almost gave myself a headache just thinking about the mismanagement of Zach Harrison. Oh boy, him and that knee, that knee injury, and then he comes back. Yeah, and then rushed him back, and then salute to Scott Kennedy. Somebody that was also a guest on this show before. a few times actually. And man, he did kind of like outlined it when I saw a video when he was talking about how he played the most snaps in his career after coming off of that knee injury, and he hasn't played since. And I'm just like, of course, because again, you rushed him back too soon and you put too much pressure on him too soon. And now he's out.
I know it day 3, but I didn't know it that far back. See, Caden Ellis was a 7-round pick.
7-rounder.
See, so do picks really matter? What still matters is coaching at the end of the day. As long as they fit your staff and they running your scheme like you're supposed to, and it's running like a smooth engine, it don't have to be a certain day and time. Because I keep telling y'all, man, from the first pick all the way to the last pick of the draft, it's 50-50 crapshoot.
Yep. I'm absolutely with it. It's the truth. It is the truth.
But right quick, man, let's go and jump into it right quick.
Let's do it.
Falcons offense gets to Cardinals defense. This should be interesting, man. What you got?
Falcons offense. Well, our offense, man, we're coming off of a big game. You know, I think my biggest thing is we got to make sure that we're cleaning up those penalties. Now, I will admit, 19 penalties, the most in franchise history, yes. But come on, let's keep it real. A lot of those penalties were ticky-tack.
Oh, yeah. I could say about 8 or 9 on, to be honest.
Bro, it was unbearable.
Probably half of them.
Right. And you look at it, you're like, okay, this is just definitely being one-sided, especially in a divisional matchup, bro. So, again, but the Falcons, you know, we rank of a 14th of total offense. We moved the ball pretty well. Definitely like in play action, definitely running the ball with Bijan Robinson. You wanted Tyler Algier to get a little bit more shine, but I mean, Bijan and Kyle Pitts, it was Bijan Pitts, you know, that was your offense. But again, you had to come in on a short week, and it wasn't a lot of adjustments you could make. I'm glad that Kyle Pitts was able to get that shine that he did. But I mean, let's just keep it real. Again, this offense, we have everything tailored to take down this defense. When you look at this game now, there should be no reason why the Atlanta Falcons lose this game. But of course,
we said that against Miami too, though, didn't
we? Said that against the 0-2 Carolina Panthers at the time, that we were supposed to stomp on those guys. And then, of course, like I said, lost to the Dolphins. Then you have a couple of overtime losses. You lost to the Jets. You know, it just kind of hit after hit. So again, the way that the season has gone, to keep it real, Falcons fans, it really kind of sets up to be that. I know we don't have anything to play for, Smitty, but remember you talked about it too as this being like a trap game. This still kind of is a trap game. This team has lost 6 straight.
Oh boy, don't even start that long losing streak over. What happened last year in New Orleans?
7-game losing streak. And what happens? We lose that game. We find a way to lose that game. So again, the Cardinals, they give up 224.3 passing yards per game and over 120 rushing yards per game. Atlanta has a real opportunity to strike in both phases, bro. Like we have the opportunity. Yeah. We can exploit. We have a passing mixed match. Of course, you know, some Falcons defense, like I said, ranking 14th in offense. Kyle Pitts, Bijan Robinson, Tyler Algier. If Darnell Mooney can get right and get into the mix, the Falcons in this area, the Falcons can attack with crossing routes and play action, similar to how they did against the Buccaneers, bro. Like,
right,
even with the third down efficiency, the Falcons should be able to walk up and down the field. This Cardinals defense, even though it has Calais Campbell, shout out to you, and good to see you again. But we know that he's an older guy. This defense, Buda Baker, like they have guys, I get it, but they have not been able to put it together down there in Arizona. Let's try to continue that losing streak. At the end of the day, I understand we have nothing to play for. Yes, we do. We have pride not to lose to a team that that's lost 6 straight. Finally get off the schneid and continue teams with their bad records. Continue it. Don't give them an out. You know, don't give them an out at all, fam. But Smitty, I've been talking though, man. What you think about how we can really take advantage of this defense?
Before I start, He would. I hate you had to go through that, man. Your first ever game in Atlanta, you had to see that travesty.
I'm sorry, man.
I got this. Look,
For real, for real. I'm
man.
sorry.
Oh man. But
Sheesh.
I'm just not gonna add much. You done pretty much covered it all. Um, like they said in the chat, man, Bijan in front of Tucson area. So I expect him to put on the show this game. And with a team that is not very good defensive wise at 26 in the league, giving up 351 yards a game. And I think the key matchup in this game is going to be Kyle Pitts again. They got me back on that road. You remember about 3 or 4 weeks in a row, I said Kyle Pitts got to be that guy. So this game, after that game last week, you got to take it to Butter Bacon his defense, man. And that's who I expect to be on him the whole game. And he's about 6 inches bigger than Paul's. He's about 6 inches taller than Butter Bacon because he's about 6'6". Butter Bacon's about 5'10". So when you look at that matchup right there, along the two superstars of this game on offense outside of Bijan, you got to take advantage of that. Because one thing about it, we know Kirk Cousins, what he did last week, 373 yards in the game, that showed promise. So, like you talked about this game, you got to keep building that chemistry. And I think this is more about than anything. Because a lot of these players could be playing together next year. So they could be building off this going into the offseason. They're going to go into offseason workout programs, traveling, trying to bond. And you have that kind of mindset going into next season, finish this season strong, and say, hey, look what we can do. But yeah, Bijan has got to be that guy. But I wouldn't be surprised if Tyler was that guy this game. Because you look at last week, after Bijan had almost 200 yards from scrimmage. He may get a little bit of a break this weekend. Zach and Raheem might say, well, let's see what Tyler can do. Even though this is homecoming for Bijan, let's see what Tyler can do. Let's let him wet out the defense, and then we'll just unleash Bijan in the second half. So it's just plenty of ways that they could go. And like you said, man, even I think Drake is going to come back this week either. So Kyle Pitts is going to be the number one target again. And at this point, I think he just needs to sit out the season. But again, contracts, and we understand incentives. But make Kyle Pitts that number one guy, man, again for the second straight week, and build up his confidence a little more. Because if you find a way to bring him back and he is this season strong, going into next season, that means you all have to get a number 2 receiver or a number 3 receiver or a number 2 receiver in the draft or through free agency, and that takes this offense to another level. Because then you start talking about, hey, Kirk Cousins could come back as well. So it all depends. But again, we're not gonna get into that on this show. I'm just saying. Make your playmakers this game.
57 million dead cap. Just keep that in your mind, Falcon fans. I'm just saying. God almighty.
Let me say this before you go on. Y'all jumping on me about Joe Burrow. His contract is just a tad bit more than what they're gonna pay Kirk Cousins. Just think about that. So y'all still mad? And we're gonna get a raise. We're gonna get a salary cap raise. Just think about that.
Yeah, man.
The money is not bad as it seems. It's not.
I'm just saying, bro, like, can you imagine having Joe Burrow? Now, I get it. The reason why the move may not happen is because, hey, the Falcons believing in Michael Penix, which I have no problem with them doing. I have no problem with them possibly saying, look, we don't want to hurt the kid's confidence or anything like that. But you think about it, he may not play in 26. I think that he will play. I think it's just going to be more so in the second half of the season and not the first half. But if you bring in, but I will admit though, Smitty, you bring in a Joe Burrow, you make the move for Burrow to come to Atlanta, Michael Penix is definitely going to be his backup.
Yeah,
1,000%. And I don't know if Michael is going to be able to handle that. If he's going to understand, the nature of the business where that goes. But to be honest, yeah, it's a possibility if you bring in Joe Burrow and he's here for, let's say, 2-3 seasons. Well, guess what? That's Michael Penix's rookie contract right there.
Correct.
So
that's what I'm saying.
That is another thing to think about. Yes, that is another thing to think about.
Yeah. So hey, it happens.
Right.
What you got? Falcon defense against Cardinals offense. This should be easy.
Hey man, we're playing, overall in the season, we've played to the best of our ability on defense. The Falcons, they've been better versus the pass. They're 10th, so versus the yards allowed all this season. This could make the Cardinals absolutely one-dimensional. The Cards, they are like a middle of the league offensively. They're not elite at all. They're missing weapons. Trey McBride is really their guy because Marvin Harrison has missed games. So this could be a battle of the tight ends, like seriously in this game. Trey McBride trying to find spaces in the holes and in the different zones, trying to get open. Kyle Pitts coming across the middle, being mismatches. There's nobody over there that can guard Kyle Pitts. And I know that Arizona probably feels similar, at least to a degree, to us. You're right. But the thing about it is they don't have a Devon Diablo. They don't have a Caden Ellis. Even though I don't want Caden Ellis guarding him anyway, but still, you know what I mean. I feel like we have the better athletes on defense to be able to take care of business. But back to the Falcons. The Falcons can probably bottle up these Cardinals early, force them into uncomfortable situations. We have that pass rush, which is I've already talked about, 48 sacks. That is our strength. The Falcons have limited some teams through the air. Cardinals I feel like can be no different. Go ahead, Jacoby Brissett. Generational backup. A guy that you definitely would want to have on the team if your quarterback goes down. Jacoby Brissett steps right in. So I give him his flowers on how he's been able to navigate. But this pass rush, again, amongst leaders in sacks this season, they collapse the pockets. They get after it. They're strong. They're actually learning even more, like James Pierce Jr., who's right behind me, because, again, 6 straight games? The game is coming together for him in the second half of the season. He possibly may end up with 10-plus sacks at the end because he has 8 right now. So, again, he may end up with 10-plus sacks. He may get 2 in this game. We'll see what happens because, again, the offensive struggles of this Arizona Cardinals team are apparent, and they rank 21st. Again, treat these guys like exactly what they are. A bad football team who is really worse than you overall, especially at a talent level. Yes, we're on the road. Yes, we haven't won in Arizona in a long time. I don't even think I was born the last time we won in Arizona. But
I was 1.
See, I wasn't even thought of. I'm talking about not even Chris Tip who. but yeah, man, it's just, again, Smitty, bro, this game. But you talked about it in the beginning of the season. You said, man, I'm circling that Arizona game because it's
always a trap game. Because I look back at, I think it was Dan Quinn's first year that we made the playoffs and it's finished 11-5, and we went to Arizona and played them and lost, and we were favored to win that game. Then you look at what this was 2 years ago when Kyler Murray beat us scrambling. That was about 2 years ago,
yes,
right?
Bro.
Well, he was running all around the field, and they drove down the field the last drive of the game and beat us on the field goal. So it's just not been lucky in Arizona, because if Martin Luther King don't have luck in Arizona, nobody will. But if y'all know what I'm talking about, y'all know history. But when you look at this being a one-dimensional team, that's all you need to know, because Jacoby Brissett, like he says, is a backup at best. But one thing about him, he does know how to take advantage of mismatches. And Trey McBride, like Kyle Pitts, is the only mismatch they have, because Marvin Harrison has been out last 3 to 4 games, I think, with a heel injury. So he may not play this game. But outside of that, what do they have? James Conner has not really played this year. I think he's out for the year. So when you play a one-dimensional team, you got to make them just that, because they only average 95 yards a game, and that's bad. That's near the bottom of the league. Then you talked about James Pierce. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say he ends up with 13 sacks. And the reason why I went out with that number is because I feel like he can have 2 this game. He can probably get Stafford because he's not Mo. He can get Stafford for 1. In the last game against New Orleans, I could say 2 or 3 that game. So if he finishes with Finished with I say 12, 13 sacks. I think it automatically wins defensive rookie of the year. Oh, I forgot about Michael Wilson, that 6'7"
Yeah,
beast
I was
that used
about
to
to bring him.
used to play at FSU.
He's
But yeah,
starting. He's turned the corner a little bit
yeah.
for those guys. He's like really, to be honest, especially with Marvin out, and Trey McBride. You know, you think about it. Yes, Wilson is one of those guys that I can see. Honestly, I can see AJ Terrell on. I wouldn't even do Kobe Bryant like that at all. But Kobe Bryant has to step up as well too, because they have I forgot their slot guy. He's pretty decent, but still at the end of the day, Michael Wilson. And I know because I actually had Michael Wilson in fantasy, and I can tell you the last 6 weeks, for the most part,
Hold on. What school he went to, Josh? Because I'm thinking about this, the 6'7" wide receiver from Florida State. Maybe I'm wrong, but go ahead, Chris. My bad.
no. Yeah. Michael Wilson, man. I like again. He for the last 6, 7 weeks, Michael Wilson has been showing up and showing out for the Arizona Cardinals. You know, getting those touchdowns. Again, they're not winning games, but he's been productive. Trey McBride's been productive. We know that James Conner hasn't been around like that, so that it did hurt their rushing attack, and then what they lost Benson to. So like, but at ELC said not FSU Wilson. But yeah, so but at the end of the day, man, this team, they do have some weapons. I still feel like overall, this is a great game for AJ Terrell to bounce back off of those penalties. People got to remember that Mike Evans and receivers with that prototypical body type, because remember about Michael Thomas, for a short time in New Orleans, used to give AJ trouble too. So you
Yep.
gotta think about it. It's the body type that AJ has trouble against. So I wasn't surprised, necessarily with AJ having penalties or whatnot. That's a game to throw away for AJ. But what a time to
Yeah,
bounce back!
it happens to the best of us,
Right.
man.
What
Let's
a
put it
time
that
to
way.
bounce back against
It's
the
one of the hardest
Arizona
positions in the
Cardinals.
sport.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, I actually remember him. I think that's the former linebacker, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I think that's the former linebacker. So he's a physical wide receiver.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
See.
Solomon said he went to Stanford.
Yeah,
So I
Dorless I
really,
like since
I think he
college.
was one of the leading receivers in the nation last year, if I'm not mistaken. See, it all kind of goes back and forth because I remember a wide receiver a couple of years ago. He's transitioned from a linebacker to a receiver and kind of went off in college football at Washington State. But yeah, I don't know much about Michael Wilson. I think he played with the other kid that's at Tennessee. So yeah, they had some pretty good receivers on that team.
Yes.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Brandon Dorless said, Brandon Dorless, who I like since college at Oregon, I can see reach 10.5. Yeah, and it makes you wonder.
Because what
It may, well, I,
he's at 6.5 or he's at 7 now. Brandon Dorless.
Seven. He's at 7.
Okay.
But the crazy thing is about that, it makes you wonder what the hell happened last year. And I said this on a previous long form video I did the other day. You think about what the Falcons have got in the draft, and it was because we were talking about Braylon Trice, about him possibly not ever, get hit in the field because of who knows how that bad that knee injury is. But when you talk about the scouting department and how they did their work with Brandon Dorless, with James Pierce, with Braylon Trice, they got 3 guys that led college football in pass rush win rate. When the last time have you seen that? And to see Dorless not really play last year and to see him come out balling this year, it makes me wonder what the hell happened.
Yeah, I mean, true. Yeah, at the end of the day, I look at it like with Brandon Dorless, it was one of those situations to where guys were in his way, and we had to get guys out of his way, off to Chicago. And now you see, Brandon Dorless, you see David Amanyadu, who I've been feeling like has had actually a pretty good year. Still don't know if he'll be back next year, but he's had a pretty good year for the most part. David Amanyadu, Ruka Roro, he's still coming along. So I believe he can take another step next year. But Brandon Dorless is a guy I liked out of college. They moved him all up and down the line, showing his versatility, and he is here. And again, I said Brandon Dorless, James Pierce, Jalen Walker, those guys are bookends you can build around. You just got to put the right pieces next to them and around them to help them either one get to the quarterback or help someone else get to the quarterback. And that's just what's been going on. And you think about a trend. Again, we've been talking about these multiple losses, man. These guys been getting blown out. They're suffering blowouts, multiple straight losses. This defense has had this team has defensive and offensive laps that are really worse than us. I don't expect their head coaches or anything to be back at the end of this season. Yeah, I expect it to be different, man. And think about this too, bro. The Arizona Cardinals have allowed the highest passing targets, 525 targets in a season. That is the most in the NFL. And it happens.
How many games we in? We're in game number 15. So 14 divided in. Oh my God.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like offenses like a talented offense like the Atlanta Falcons, as long as you be competent within your play calling, and if the players can catch the football and so not fumble, and continue to make plays, you can exploit this defense. And that's what I was saying, when we was talking about the offensive end. These guys are just bad. But again, we have let bad teams come into our building, or we walk into their building and we've lost. So whatever.
The road is different, but for some reason the Falcons play better on the road than they do at home. Kind of backwards to me. But I can see it working. Let's get it. Say whatever happened to DeMarco Hellams out of Alabama. I know he had that catastrophe injury, but I haven't heard about him. He's more of a special team guy right now. He comes in and probably 10 to 12 plays a game, but he's mainly a special teams guy. And again, I think that has to do with the way Watson's playing. Jesse Bates is trying to pick it up. And usually when he comes in, usually when he comes in, he's a nickel guy, third safety on the field, and that's only in a dime defense. So look, he may be here next year, he may be not, because I think this is actually his last year on his contract. So who knows? But go ahead, Chris.
No, 100%, man. Again, I was just about to pull that up as well. Yeah, at Oregon, Brandon Dorlus sacked Shadur Sanders, Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, and Michael Penix Jr. And three of those, really all those guys are starting quarterbacks or have been a starting quarterback at some point this season. So Dorlus is familiar with all these guys, and he goes after the quarterback. That's why I looked at those things
well. 3 times.
Yeah, man. I looked at those things as well, and I'm like, those are intangibles that I wanted the Atlanta Falcons to have. And when Dorlus got drafted, I was like, Dorlus is really a Falcon? I was just like,
Berto pushed for him.
Yeah, we both did. We both did. So
both of y'all, So y'all knew it. Y'all knew it. Yeah, JT said, what's a good defensive tackle we can get draft to make an instant impact? I'm glad you brought that up, because that's probably going to be outside of wide receiver. That's probably going to be one of my focal points of the draft. I think it's going to be wide receiver, defensive tackle, and cornerback. Maybe offensive tackle, but we'll see how it turns out. Yeah.
Have to look at the offensive line.
McGarry has 2 years left, but he's got to rehab first, and we'll see how that turns out. But yeah, I think wide receiver, defensive tackle, and cornerback are going to be my top 3 position targets. So I'll let you know, JT. So just stay tuned.
Take it.
Tony Wright, you did say Dorlus. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. We was on the Dorlus train, bro. We see that kid, man. He just has like natural intangibles, and he has that natural motor that can go after and get after a quarterback.
Y'all see it. Y'all said it. Both of y'all said it. And the bad part about it, to know that he's playing this good this year, that just shows you how bad the coaching has been. That's how bad Jimmy Lake was. Let's keep it real. And who knows? I heard rumor that Raheem was holding him back too. So we'll see.
See that, man. Again, it's just so many marks against our coaching staff, and so many rumors and everything. It just, at the end of the day, man, let's just go out and try to win a football game.
But JT, I will say, if we get a defensive tackle, I would wait till day 3, because you probably can find a steal.
Yeah, you make them find a steal. Yeah.
Remember, Grady Jarrett was a 5th round pick.
Mm-hmm. And honestly, it's 2nd round talent, or it's going to be guys in that 2nd round at different.
That's going to fall.
Yeah, man. I'm telling you, bro, that Bernard kid, if he falls to the second round, I'm picking a wide receiver in the second round.
Instantly pick.
Yeah, I'm picking a second round wide receiver.
Man.
And then having him on, and then to be able to have him for the next 4 years, and while you do be able to pay guys like your Drakes and see what you're gonna do with Kyle, even see what you're gonna do with Bijan, at least you'll have that kid, since still on the rookie deal, and you have a couple seasons to make some alternate changes and everything, and then maybe we'll see what happens. But yeah, man, you got to be able to add to that offense. I can't believe I'm really saying that, but you do, because the defense, you seem like you have some pieces for that. But offense, I mean, Darnell Mooney has been hurt up and down. Right. He's been beat up all year, and that does cater to some of the offensive struggles, him on the field, and not having practice time with the quarterbacks, Michael or Kurt. So again, Darnell Mooney, this has just been a down year for him, but I don't necessarily see him coming back. I feel like you can go in a different direction if you choose to, but if you choose to bring Mooney back,
let me see what his dead cap space is on next year.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you could bring him back, if you want to try to keep the camaraderie of the offense, but Solomon says, do you think Darnell Mooney will be released at the end of the year? And that's what I'm talking about. I mean, you really can't.
Talking about, yeah, we don't know.
Yeah, you don't know.
His production haven't warranted for another year, and his cap hit next year is 18.4 million. Dead cap space 11 million. So he may be back because of his dead cap space.
Yeah, dead cap.
Again, you still have to go out and draft a receiver to replace him once he does leave. But two, when you look at the wide receiver core, there are going to be some wide receiver free agents out there that can come in, be some, guys that you can just fill in. And David Seals has made a name for himself. So if Kirk Cousins does come back and they decide to chew that money up, that's going to be another guy that's going to come back. So, I mean, it's just but
Dylan Drummond too, because Dylan Drummond is another guy that
scout team guy that he liked. So I think it's more Brandon Doris didn't get the opportunity on the late versus Jeff Albrecht to showcase his upside. That's just me. And that's a good point. But two, I'm going to just tell y'all, and I said it many times as I can, a lot of this performance has to do with Nate Ollie more than anybody.
Yep.
Because sometimes you need that energy to push these guys. And the type of energy that he brings, it rubs off on those players. And I think that was the Falcon best pickup last offseason. So sometimes I tell y'all, it ain't always got to be a player. Sometimes it can be a coach that's the best side in the offseason. And he was one of those guys.
I've been saying it, bro. Like, a lot of people been giving it to Olbrich, as they should. Okay, Jeff deserves his credit, but I'm telling you, for me, when I found out that we got Nate Ollie and knowing his track record, I was like, man, this pass rush has the potential to get after the quarterback. And I mean, we see it because we're number 2 in the league in sacks, and I think we're top 3 in general overall pressures as well. So
you're right.
The defense is getting at it.
Let's see. 6'7". The height button you can't use it until the video is done. The video has to be done. Tony Rice said, expect Gray Jarrett to be released after the season is over. Every game where he's done absolutely nothing, but he's still starting. I mean, hey, that's why I told y'all mad at me when I said cut him. But hey, you got to do it. But I don't think they can cut him next year because he has so much money on that deal, because I think he makes about 17 a year. So that dead cap space is going to be stupid.
Yeah, man, he gave him all that guarantee. What, 28 guaranteed?
Yeah, about that much.
Man, listen.
About that much.
You got to kind of live and die with it.
I'm trying to look at his stats right quick so I can give you another quick thought on that. But, he only has 1 sack, and I think he has 26 tackles and 1 sack. 6 quarterback hits, 1 tackle for loss, pass breakup. He played in 11 games, started only 4, and they're paying him that kind of money. So you could be right, Tony, right? So hey, we'll see. Let's get a question before we move on to the X practice. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm not scared to say it, and I've said it
Yep.
already. Absolutely.
Complete waste of money.
Absolutely.
I hate to say it. I hate to
Absolutely.
say it because first of all, Leonard Floyd is a dog. Go
I blew it
dogs.
out. Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and but you think about it. You basically paid 10 million for a player coach because I feel like he's been coaching
I
these
was just
young
about to
guys.
say that as a mentor, and he's been mentoring James Pierce,
Yeah,
and he's talked about it.
yeah,
So I mean, the money is not
and
wasted
Jalen
on
Walker
the
a little
field.
bit.
On the field, yeah, on the field is not producing, but on the sideline, in the locker room, the weight room, any other stuff, you paying for what you get. So I mean,
Yeah,
yeah, I get it. And
but
how many sacks does he have this year?
I think he only
About
had
two.
maybe like 3 or 4,
Oh,
maybe
okay, so
maybe at
yeah,
the most.
and he
But
breaking his own streak because I think he had like 6 or 7 straight seasons with like 8 plus. So yeah, so it's not totally wasted, but what he's bringing, just
it
like the
is
white
pretty high
family.
dollar though. I will
Yeah,
admit that Falcon is pretty high dollar.
10
I got
million.
you
Yeah,
right
it's
here.
10 million. Yeah,
Ooh, I'm sorry. I gave him too much credit. He only has 2.5 sacks this year.
that's it too. Damn.
Mm, 2.5 sacks.
Woo, boy.
So,
But he's
that,
rubbing off on those younger guys, so I give him credit for that. I give him
but
credit for that.
but he is. But the thing I will admit though, he does need to get at least one more sack because he right now that will be his career low. His lowest is with the Bears 2019, where he had 3 sacks that year. And that is his lowest sack total in his career. So
Wow.
we're going to see, what's going to happen, and then also what it looks like as far as combined tackles, he is on pace for his lowest in his career in that capacity because he only has 5 complete tackles, 10 assisted, so a total of 15 tackles, like as well. So that's going to be a career low too.
Kibu, we do not want no more donuts. We're gonna leave the donuts where they at.
Yeah. Oh, said Leonard is our version of Ray Edwards, but Ray Edwards ain't teaching nobody nothing though. I will say
Ray
that.
Edwards didn't do nothing.
Yeah.
Collected a check, stood in the mirror, and that was it. I know we don't have a draft capital trade for him, but I would love the Falcons could trade for Jerry Judy, and with him and Drake London, 1-2 punch and receiver, unstoppable. I would love that too, but Jerry's become a bit of a diva. He's been up there destroying Shadua, so I don't want that energy in my
Man,
locker room.
he just got the football taken away from him on Sunday. Like literally. It
He
was
actually caught a
crazy. He
bum
had
the
it in
week
his
before
hands
that.
and then Holmes said, nope, bloop. Let me get that off
He
you.
went consistent because the
Yeah,
week
man.
before that he caught a bomb. I think it was 69 yards or something like that.
Went to the house.
So yeah. Hey, I mean, look, 55. That's all he did was stand in the mirror. I'm telling you.
Yeah, bro. Shit.
All he did was stand in the mirror. I think it's wasted. Production trumps everything when it comes to the kind of money for only a 1-year deal.
Yeah.
It's absolutely true.
I'm with you. I'm with you, Sean. I am. But
I can't
I
argue with that.
don't agree with paying 10 million for the production that we've gotten. At least give me, you know what I'm saying, six sacks, 6.5, somewhere in that area.
Yeah.
7, yes, but to only have 2.5 sacks, he's like I said, he's on pace for career lows. But
But you
again,
got to think injuries and then those young guys taking his playing time. So
so again, you basically paid for another player coach because Kurt was yet again another one. So Falcons have been paying a healthy price for player coaches lately.
Do you feel like somebody out there would have been a little bit cheaper that could have gained the same production?
Yeah, of course. I feel like it's plenty of guys.
I know Leonard Floyd came here because of Raheem Morris. Let's keep that real because that was one of his coaches in Los Angeles. See, that's the thing.
And
he
playing
brought
for
all
Georgia,
these guys. Yeah, he brought all these guys from LA to Atlanta. How many of them had actually produced?
Remember how soon did we forget? Morgan Fox got signed. That was a waste of money, and he got pushed out.
The young guys beat
the
him
young
out.
guys. Yep, by the young guys. So again, Morgan Fox didn't even make the roster. He was cut, a veteran, but you paid him, and his contract was guaranteed. So he got all that money, and he didn't even make the roster at all.
I don't even know if he's on the NFL roster right now.
I don't think he is.
So good luck to y'all for doing that. But let's get to these X factors, man. What you got?
sir. Yes, sir. X Factors. I'm man, bro. How can it not be Kyle Pitts? Like, how can it
After
not be
last
Kyle
week, it gotta
Pitts?
be.
After last week, 3 touchdown hat trick game, best, saying Kyle Pitts legendary game. At the end of the day, like, how can Kyle Pitts not be the focal point of the offense? Most likely, no Drake London. Possibly don't get Drake London back the rest of the season, especially how it goes. Maybe you'll see him Monday Night Football if we win this game, but we'll see what happens, moving forward. Either way it goes, it's got to be Kyle Pitts, man. He is the number one receiver. He is back into that similar role that he had in his rookie season when he was the focal point. He was the number one guy before we started bringing in all these other guys, that was taking up routes, taking up opportunities from him. So I'm gonna expect another big game from Kyle Pitts. On the defensive side, I'm going to go with you know what?
Take the easy way out.
I mean, it's really a few ways you really can go, but I'm gonna go with a guy that we've already been talking about. I'm going to go with Brandon Dorlus, man. I want to see Brandon Dorlus get that good push up the middle. I want to see Brandon Dorlus also be able to continue to build off of what he has and, help other guys to get sacks and also get sacks in your own regard. Now, I was going to go Kobe Bryant, but I'm going to hold that one. But I do want to see that defensive line get after this offensive line, get after Jacoby Brissett. And yeah, it's going to start with James Pierce Jr., but that push up the middle is going to be everything because Jacoby Brissett is not a mobile quarterback. He is a pocket passer. So if you can get him off of his stride, I believe you can be able to get after these guys with their pass rush, get after him with the pass rush. I think it can bode well. But it's going to start with guys like Brandon Dorlus in that middle. So if he can get that push, yeah, I think the Falcons are going to be in for a multi-sack game yet again. Possibly 5 sacks against this guy. So I'm going with Dorlus, and I'm going with Kyle Pitts.
Yeah, that's a good one, man. And Kyle Pitts, that's the easy choice.
Yeah,
Bijan is the easy choice.
Right.
But that's like I said earlier. I think this is one of them games you got to unleash Tyler Algier. You got to. Because I want to see him in the red zone, just run these guys, down, just run them in the ground. Because he's one of those guys that can set you up for a big play. And if they're going to make big plays this game against an pestering Arizona defense, a power back is the best, way to knock down a pesky team.
Right.
You talk about him leading the team in rushing touchdown with 8. And that still sounds funny to say. But, yeah, I think Tyler Algier has to have at least 15 to 20 carries. 15 carries. Let's just leave it at 15 for about 65 yards, 2 touchdowns. I think that's a win. And the reason why I say that too, that sets up Kyle Pitts. When you wet out the defense, they're getting tired. Then you start taking those shots downfield. So I think Tyler Algier will be, one of those guys that could be a decent X factor. Defense. Dorlus is a damn good pick. But we talked about Trey McBride, and somebody put it in the chat that they want to see Divine Diablo. But one guy I know that's going to be stuck to him like glue is going to be Xavier Watts. Xavier Watts is going to be one of those guys with Billy Bowman out. You're going to see him in the box a little bit more, lined up at the slot just a little bit more, especially as Trey McBride lines up in the slot. I think you got to put a safety on him and not a linebacker. Because one, I think with Xavier Watts' ability to play safety, he's a former linebacker. He has those type instincts. So he's going to help also in the run game. When you see Trey McBride lined up in line, you can see him, in the box there as well. So I expect Xavier Watts to probably have a big game this week. And I could see him probably having about 7 tackles, and I could possibly see a pick. Because I said they're probably going to be one-dimensional since they can't run the ball very well. So, yeah, I think Tyler Algier and Xavier Watts are going to be my 2 guys for X factors for this game.
I like it, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. See, got you one.
Oh man, this should be easy. Y'all drop the predictions in the chat, man. Go ahead and drop the predictions in the chat.
Oh boy.
JT said he think Kobe will get a takeaway.
Hey man, I ain't gonna lie to you. I hope so, because you think about it. Talk about welcome to the NFL. Talk about getting a lesson on the job. Kobe got a lesson on the job, but guess what? Kobe showed that. Yeah, Kobe showed that tenacity. I feel like he definitely showed tenacity, definitely showed grit, because he could have folded. Let's be honest. He could have folded, could have got snatched right off the field, and we throw another guy. It could have been Natron Brooks out there, but he stuck with it. Dropped Mike Evans on his butt. Also, he just stayed in it. And yeah, he did slip out there a couple of times, but he did not give up. Yeah, that field was terrible. That monsoon, man. But again, so that field was terrible for everybody. People on both sides were slipping. So again, he hung in there, hung tough, and that's what you want to see, guys. Not continue to fight. Yeah, you might have got me on that play, but guess what? There's a new play, so that means it's 0-0 again. And so I love that for Kobe, and I love that for the Falcons.
Facts. But Christians done disappeared on me. But
had to handle something. But yeah,
man. Yeah. I figured.
Score prediction, man. I'm going. You know what? I'm not going to get too crazy. Yes, we won against a division rival, but we'll see exactly what happens this game. No, I'm not going to pick against the Falcons, but I still do see a close game. So I'm going to go with 27-24 Falcons. Pull it out finally in Arizona.
That's a good one, because they could Falcon at the end of the day. It happened.
Oh Lord, not Falcon.
It happened. Yeah, that could happen. I'm trying to see what the Cardinals, because I know they lost the game in Houston. I think it was last weekend, on my mistake, it was 40-20. But they have CJ Stroud. But like 6-7 say he wants 17-13. I can see that. And I can also see 28-17. But I think the Falcons defense run this team into the ground, man. I know Trey McBride is going to get his catches and all that good stuff. But I think the Falcons pull this one out big time. I'm going 27-17, man. With the game that we had last week, putting up, good numbers on offense, and Kirk Cousins, doing his thing. But like I said, if Tyler Algier wears this defense down, I think the Falcons can run up the score just a little bit. I think they can put up 3 touchdowns and 2 field goals. That ain't much to ask. But again, we haven't won here but once since 1980, and it's a tough place to play. But I'm gonna go with my score 27-17. I think the Falcons, build a little bit momentum going towards the end of the season, going to that Monday night game against the Rams. And
it's gonna be a big game.
That's gonna be one of the toughest games of the year, man. But the crazy thing is, Falcons ain't got nothing to lose, so they can win that game too.
Right, they're swinging.
Yeah, so who knows? But 27-17 is my prediction for that game. Excuse me, for that game. But last but not least, you know what to do, man. Go get them shout outs.
Hey, man, first and foremost, thank you to everybody in the chat, man. I know Emirates Cup finals going on tonight with those Spurs and Knicks. Actually, decent matchup. But so what, a matchup you really haven't seen, those two teams being relevant at the same time, and really like since the late 90s. So, I know those are going on, but thank y'all for coming in, tuning in with us, checking out the preview as we get ready to hopefully get another Falcons win on Sunday. But, we're going to just, regardless of win or lose, we will be here for the post game. So you guys make sure y'all check us out for that too. But hey, man, A1 Forever Sports, that's the platform on YouTube. I am literally one sub away from 4,500. So if anyone has a cousin or something, they just got a YouTube channel.
Go and share that man profile on Facebook and Twitter.
No, so just like anybody got a cousin or something. Yeah, man. But yeah, man, Mr. Telephone Man, there's something wrong with my line. When I dial that Sporty Spits machine number, I get a click every time.
That messed up, man. Come on. Don't do me like that, man.
Hey, no, man. He said, but he gotta
You got to
saying he
click
got to
every
tune
time.
in. Yeah,
I
you got
got
to
to click
click.
every time.
You
I
got to
got you.
click. You got to
I
click.
like what you did there. I like
Yeah,
what you
yeah.
did there.
Grandize. I seen what you did, my boy.
I
I
like
seen
what
what
you
you
did there. That was
I like the
smooth.
creative. I like the creativity. Yes, sir. But yeah, man. Again, like I said, shout out to each and every last one of y'all. A1 Forever Sports, that's a platform on YouTube. Also, catch me on the Hawks Digest. Got a couple of things to talk about over there as well. Trey Young, Trey Young got transferred to the Skyhawks, so rehabilitation.
Hey, that ain't the bad thing. You got to start somewhere.
Yeah, man. So, but yeah, man, that's what I'm saying. So you got that going on. You got trade rumors going on. They keep trying to link Anthony Davis to the Hawks. I want them to stop, but they just won't listen. So
Hey, before
I
you
got a
go
few
on,
to
let me
talk
tell
about.
y'all folks, man. Right now, Chris weighing that thing out, man. Pause. But Chris giving y'all the hottest news in the NBA with the Hawks, man. So y'all please go over to the Hawks Digest
Hey, man,
and
appreciate it.
sub up, and also go to A1 and sub up because he putting out great content, man. So y'all please go over there to Hawks Digest, support the brother because he's doing his thing over there.
Yeah,
Trust me, he's doing his
just
thing.
working on it. Just working on it. Yeah, we are working on getting close to like 2950 on subs over there. So that channel is definitely growing. Since January, it's been a blessing.
Oh
Starting
yeah,
out when I first started, like what I think that channel had like 218 subs, and since then, me and Walter we've been tag team doing it, and like it's growing. It's growing. So continue to come over and thank y'all for those who already subbed to Hawks Digest and those who will be subbed to Hawks Digest. I know not everybody's a basketball Hawks fan, so you know.
I mean, hey, it happens, man. It happens. But like my boy
Thank you, Solomon.
6-7 say, man, what y'all can do, man, to help me and Chris out, man. Please go to our channel. I don't care what video it is. Please hype it up because they're using that as a tool now. More than the likes, more than the comments. When you hype up our videos, it pushes you through the YouTube universe just a little bit more. So y'all, please go do y'all thing. Go through y'all thing and push that hype button, man. Appreciate
Yeah,
it, Sean. He said, "Do your thing, man. You and Walter solid, man. He absolutely
thank you.
200% correct, man.
And we
200%.
both Georgia boys. Like we're both from
Yeah,
Atlanta. So yeah,
yeah,
man. That's also a great thing because you don't always get people that cover this team that's from
right,
Atlanta. Like
right. Hey, it was like that with me with the Hawks, man. It was just I'm gonna start with the Falcons. When I started, I think it was nobody but Mad Mike, Country, and that was it.
mhm.
That I know of. That was it. But hey, it happens, man. It happens. But yeah, man, I'd like to give y'all a shout out, man, for tuning into the show, man. True to appreciate y'all, man. And then a lot of y'all been hyping up my videos, man, because I've been checking it out. Because that one I did the other day that has 10,000 hits,
No,
that thing has stupid hype points.
yeah, ain't
So
gonna
I
lie.
appreciate
I
y'all
hate
for
that
that,
one up
man.
myself.
Yeah, y'all hype that thing all the way up. That thing went to the moon and back.
Yes,
But
sir.
10,000, man, that's the first long form video I did with 10,000 views in probably about 2 years. Yeah, it was
Mm.
2020, 2023. No, 2020. Yeah, 2023. It was the draft video. It was one of those draft videos. I actually had like about 4 or 5 of those videos go over 10,000 that year. So draft time is huge for me. So to get it before draft season comes and during a season like this, it lets me know y'all support me wholeheartedly, man. I truly appreciate that. But let's get it. Say we've been entertaining Anthony Davis, but hey, Kristaps
Don't
Porzingis can't
do
stay
it.
healthy. So I mean, what?
It's like trading one guy who's. I mean, what the thing about it is about Kristaps real quick. He's not dealing with an injury like a rolled ankle or anything like that be
Health
getting
scare.
Anthony Davis out.
Yeah.
He's dealing with something. He's dealing with like POTS. So like he's dealing with like that type of illness that's like attacking him eternally. And
Right.
like ain't nothing like a enemy that's attacking you and you can't see it or you can't feel it. You know what I'm saying? So like he does have an illness going on. And he said it's not as bad as the one that had took him down last year. But still, I mean, you think about it, they gotta try to, figure out what's going on with this. This is symptoms that can be that you could actually get if with COVID and all this different things. So my main thing is get healthy and have a speedy recovery. But also, I want you to have a healthy recovery too, because I want Kristaps
Facts.
when he comes back to be fully healthy and be able to shake this nasty illness. Because the Hawks need him,
It
regardless.
can be tricky, man. It can be tricky.
Right,
Whew.
right.
Oh,
but I'm just saying, they call AD street clothes for a reason. Just saying. Not like AD. I'm a Kentucky guy. Okay,
you gotta put that man on Front Street,
bro. I'm a Kentucky guy. Okay, like it's a lot of guys that have came out of Kentucky all the way back to Rajon Rondo. I follow Kentucky, but I'm telling you, AD is one of the biggest guys that has so much talent and has so many freak injuries happen to him. I've never seen it before.
Well, I tell you, one of the problems, I'm gonna be real with you, man, because like I always do, one of them is he just don't have no damn regimen to keep his damn weight, build muscle mass. I know it's getting later in his career, but that's something he should have worked on, early in his career. But picking up them weights, he probably would have pulled the muscle. So I mean, it probably ain't no.
That's what you want to do. I'm about to say you want to enter in the weight room, huh? All right.
But again, man, I want to thank y'all for
AD strained pectoral muscle on the bench press. I don't even want to talk about it, man. It's a Falcon show.
But yeah, man, I want to thank y'all for coming through, man, like y'all always do. We only got like 50 views in here tonight, but man, look, I do it with either 1 or 2 views because I enjoy doing this. Yes, but look, me and Chris working on another show, and thank y'all for going to my community tab, dropping questions, giving thoughts. Because when y'all go to community tab, I get to see it, and sometimes they make for great shows. But we're working on the show behind the scenes, and we're going to work on it probably in the next week or 2, going into the off season. But trust me, y'all gonna like it, because it's a lot that with the questions y'all been asking. So going into the off season, this show is gonna be, it's just gonna be through the roof, man. I can just tell. But yeah, man, thank y'all for joining us, man. We truly appreciate it. We were only gonna go 30 minutes, but we can't cheat y'all and shortchange y'all, man. If y'all keep talking, we got to keep talking too. But that's just the way it works, man. Because sometimes when I'm not up to it or Chris not up to it, y'all carry the show by y'allself. Y'all don't know it, but y'all do. Because if we have something playing 25, 30 minutes, guess what? Y'all start talking and start bringing points and comments. The show going to keep going because we're going to keep answering all questions until we get to the last one. But again, man, thank y'all for stopping through Sunday in Arizona, post-game shortly after. So I think it's a 4:25 game, if I'm not mistaken. 4:05 or somewhere like that. But the post game should be around 7:30 or something like that. 7:30, 7:45, depending on how the game goes. But we'll see y'all after the Arizona game. Trust me, because we're gonna have something to talk about one way or another. For my boy Chris, this is your boy Antoine Smith. We're gonna holler at y'all later, man. Peace.